City Year is impactful.
City Year is compassion.
City Year is intentional.
City Year is a gateway.
City Year is confidence.
City Year is life-changing.
City Year is family.
City Year is kind and helpful.
City Year is social justice.
City Year is hard work.
City Year is positivity.
City Year is invaluable.
City Year is powerful.
City Year is idealism.
City Year is the best of us.
Good evening, everyone. We are so excited to welcome you to City Year Kansas City's Idealist Gala. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Allie. We are proud City Year AmeriCorps members, and we are excited to kick off tonight's event.
The energy and idealism of young people are two of the most powerful and transformative forces at work in the world today. City Year harnesses that power to help build a future where all students have access to an equitable education.
It's going to be an inspirational evening, and we hope after tonight you'll feel a little more hopeful, idealistic, and compelled to support the young people in our community.
So without further ado, let's get into it.
City Year is an educational, equity-focused nonprofit that places full-time student success coaches to serve as mentors and tutors to help keep kids in school and on track to graduate.
I was elected to the Kansas City Public School Board of Directors in 2012. I served for 4 years on the board, including 2 years as board chair. I had the privilege of being on the school board when City Year first came to Kansas City as a pilot project, and have been excited to watch the program grow ever since.
The way that I help the students in my classroom is by providing support both in the class and outside of the classroom in pull-out groups. So within the class, while the teacher is teaching the lesson and individual class time work, I am circulating the room and providing extra support to students that may need help. And then with my pull-out groups, I'm able to provide even more intensive individualized support to those students that may need help.
City Year supports our school in many ways, emotionally, socially, and academically.
When I work with Mr. C, we usually work on math or science, and it really does help me, and it helps my grade a lot. He helps me so I can understand what we're doing. It's pretty fun. Whenever I'm getting kind of tired of doing work, we play tic-tac-toe, and it's he always wins. It's not fair.
I specifically work with 8th graders, and my students call me Mr. C. The thing that I've done to support my kids in the classroom is the behavior support that we provide. It provides so much support for the kids in terms of just pulling them out in the classroom. It really, really motivates these kids, saying that, hey, there is someone in the classroom, an adult in the classroom that cares for me.
My favorite part about working with City Years is being able to talk to them and trust them.
The secret sauce is the relationships that they build, right? So that's how they make this impact, because you build that rapport, and then we can talk about attendance, and then we can talk about academics, and then we can reach you on a social, emotional learning level, which is the reason why we're able to make such an impact.
Well, I'm most proud of myself for breaking a little social barrier I have with being antisocial. My City Year, she helped me actually achieve that goal. Like she said, how about you try making new friends and talking to different people every day? And I did that. And it really helped me. I want to go to school more because now I have more friends.
Our City Year folks, our student success coaches, they are all between the ages of 18 to 25, and that's intentional, right? Because they can really lean into that near-peer model. As young leaders, young idealists, they're young enough to be relatable, old enough to still be seen as an authority figure. And the students appreciate this, and the teachers do too.
When I see somebody with a red jacket in the building, it means someone I can trust or talk to.
I think it was the first day that I met Ms. Kohlheimer. She told me that I was gonna be one of her students. I was so happy because I'm like, hey, babe, I get to be one of the special kids that work with the City Year.
What City Year brings to our building is just a culture of positivity. Every day we are greeted by them outside. You see them in the hallways with their red jackets. They're always greeting the teachers, greeting the students. So that positivity goes a long ways, and we know we can count on that positivity to come through on a daily basis.
Seeing the city year really makes you want to come to school because they make it fun. Like sometimes they'll host you parties if you accomplish your goals and all that.
I think that the red jacket to me symbolizes the work that I get to do with the students. I feel like it's a privilege to serve. And so whenever I put on the jacket every day, I am able to remember and get to be into the mindset of like, I'm doing this and I'm here for the students, and they also are able to see this as an emblem in their school and know, even if we don't work in their classroom, any student in the school knows like, that's my city year. Those are people that I can talk to.
This red jacket symbolizes for me empathy. And honestly, to be a city and wearing these red jackets, a lot of these students came to understand that empathy is one of the big things that we city years provide for them, because I have to admit a lot of our kids have gone through amazing and hardship that we can't understand. And the fact that they know that they can come to us, approach us in any manner, whether that be needing help academically or behavior, that they're always there. And I feel like that's what this red jacket symbolizes.
Educational equity and racial justice, they sit at an intersection. We can't be blind or dismissive to the fact that there are systemic issues in our society that create inequitable environments for success that, yes, disproportionately impact people of color. That has to do with race, and talking about race is uncomfortable, but what is more important than comfort is justice. And I know people from all walks of life, regardless of the color of their skin or where they're from, that are willing to challenge themselves, that are willing to elevate their thinking to understand that this work is justice work. It is righting wrongs, and it's giving our chance as a community, as a region, to all rise together.
I have amazing students. We have approximately 1,200 students. We are 75%, give or take, ELL as English language learners. We speak over 50 languages in our building, so we're very diverse.
When I pursued education in college, I was really excited to teach French to young students, and I really enjoyed learning. But when I got in the classroom, my peers didn't represent who I wanted to teach and who I was. And so I didn't have anyone to turn to that had the same experiences as me. I learned what my passions were and ended up with a theater and international studies degree. The international studies degree helped me learn a lot about education access worldwide. And then City Year came in, my final year, and education was just part of my life since then. I think the impactful part of my work every day is that me being a Black person in the classroom, as well as being partnered with a Black educator, we get the opportunity to weave stories of Black and brown people into our regular lessons. And so, since our students are majority Black and brown students, and in my classroom, all Black and brown students, we've been able to show people that through our reading books and social studies and our science classes and everything, that Black and brown people have had a place in all of those stories. And it helps them, I think, connect to that history as well.
The recent award of full accreditation to KCPS is validation of work that has really happened for a long time. Those of us who have been around KCPS students know that our students are as bright and as capable as students in any school district across the state of Missouri. But to get that external validation on the system and the work that's happened over the last decade, I think is exceptionally meaningful.
I would love for Kansas City to know how resilient our kids are. Despite going through a COVID pandemic, our students grew academically. We have scholarships that are reflective of the work that they put in. We have students that were accepted into top-tier schools, Brown University, George Washington.
We're partnering with educational experts and even providing our City Year folks with some of the same professional development that our teachers get. They're getting a month of training before they even go into schools. In addition to that, we're discussing things such as culturally responsive teaching, what it means to be an effective mentor and a coach, the things that teachers and educators need to understand. We understand that our core members, our City Year folks, need to be well equipped in those places too. Our City Year AmeriCorps members, after their year of service, they go on to do a wide variety of things. And regardless where they end up, they're taking those values with them. What we love is when they actually continue on in education and become a teacher. City Year develops relationships, capacity, and talent. And so what we're finding is we're convincing young folks to either stay in Kansas City or come to Kansas City from across the country. And then when they do this work, they fall in love with the community. They fall in love with the opportunities that they have here. We can actually increase the talent that we have in Kansas City.
I served with City Year in 2018-2019, and I was a core member in a beginner ELL classroom here at Northeast Middle School.
I served with City Year in 2016 through 2018 at Northeast Middle School in an 8th grade math classroom both years. My time with City Year introduced to me what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do before. It was kind of a gap year to find myself a bit, and it completely worked, and I never looked back afterwards. It feels amazing to be working where I served. It's been a goal of mine since after my first year, and it's really the biggest goal in my life that I've set and accomplished.
I would definitely say that City Year has been incredibly helpful in terms of helping support me in becoming an equity-focused educator and helping me become more responsive to my students' diverse needs, whether those be cultural, linguistic, etc.
Now in Kansas City, we have a whole breadth of City Year alumni working inside of schools as teachers, as educators, still making an impact on our kids.
Just as I think bringing core members into Kansas City is beneficial to the educational outcomes for our students and is beneficial in our ability to retain some of those core members as educators, I think it is a tremendous impact for the city of Kansas City because some core members will leave City Year and go on to do amazing things with some of our great employers here in Kansas City.
City Year reignited my love for education because with being in the classroom, it's a whole different world. And the passion that I get just creating relationships with my students and seeing their joy of learning, it's so fun to see their curious minds. Being able to foster that joy of learning and connect with my students has really reignited that passion for education and shows me why it's important to uplift those students.
City Year is a strengths-focused program. City Year is not about seeing the deficits in students or seeing what students aren't bringing because of the backgrounds that they come from. City Year is all about seeing the assets that every student, every community brings to the table when it comes to education or really anything that you would want to do.
I think that the thing I am most proud of with my time serving here is my commitment to show up every day with a positive attitude. Sometimes the days get hard, and working in education is it's a very personal field, working with people. And so I think I'm really proud of the energy and positivity I'm able to bring, and I think that has helped both my team and the students.
Probably my favorite part of working with students is honestly giving them hope. Working with my students, I came to an understanding that I didn't realize how much of an impact, a positive impact that I left with them. A student approached me saying, "Mr. C, you know what? You honestly give me hope." And out of hearing that, that really hit me very hard from the heart. And the fact is, I just hope that I can give hope to all my students every time I work with them, making sure that they feel more positive about themselves and reassured that, okay, I can do this. Giving them hope that, okay, whatever I want to do in life, I can do it as long as I pursue it.
Something that I am proud of myself this year is accomplishing a lot of my goals that I have set with City Year, which is really nice. When we were doing this midterm test, I worked very hard for this test, and I was super worried that I wouldn't pass, and I did, and I was so happy. I was oh my gosh.
The moments that we get to unlock their potential, build confidence, and create lifelong learners out of our kids that we get to serve, that's that legacy that we're leaving, right? At the same time, you show up to do this service, and you can't serve a year in a school like this and then not change you yourself. So yes, our City Year folks are getting something back, and they're moving on and taking these values to the next place. But at the end of the day, it's our kids. That is the most important thing about our work, is our ability to impact them. And that legacy is really through the kids.
I think the future of City Year is unlimited. I think there will always be a place for a program that is committed to building personal relationships between amazing volunteers and great kids. And City Year fills that void and does that work in a way that is exceptional, and I think that is without peer in our city.
Hi there, I'm Kevin Holmes, evening anchor for KSHB 41 News, a huge supporter of City Year. In fact, I knew about City Year's efforts prior to their arrival here in KC in 2015, things they do to enlighten, to enrich, to support the schools, the staff, the students themselves through tutoring, mentorship, friendship, and just sound advice to help them succeed in life. I know you're a supporter of this as well, because I'm a huge supporter. I wish we had something like this when I was in school as a public school product myself. I have the opportunity tonight to invite you to support City Year and the critical work they're doing in schools alongside KCPS and KIPP KC. We have a pretty ambitious goal to raise $50,000 this evening, and we ask that you dig deep to support the 4,000 students City Year serves, because every student deserves an equitable education. Not all of us can put on a red jacket and serve, but we can all support the young people who have chosen to give a year of their lives to do this important work. Thankfully, giving has never been any easier. As I share each level, you will see a text code up on the screen, so just follow those instructions to fulfill your pledge. Now let's get on to it. Off track in attendance is defined as missing at least 10% of classes per year, or the equivalent of a month of school. City Year focuses on helping students who are struggling in attendance so that they aren't missing important learning time. With a gift of $25,000, you can support attendance coaching at one City Year school for an entire year. Just text Idealist 25,000 to 50155 right now. The amazing thing about supporting an AmeriCorps member is that you aren't just supporting their impact on students, but you are supporting their professional development as well. At the $10,000 level, you can fund an AmeriCorps member's critical work in schools while helping them develop into young leaders who are more engaged and active in their community. There's also a giving group at City Year called the Red Jacket Society. It's made up of individual donors who support City Year at the $10,000 level and above. Give at this level and join the special group, and you can get your own red jacket by texting Idealist 10,000 to 50155. Externally validated research tells us that schools with City Year are up to 2 to 3 times more likely to improve on math and English, language arts assessments as compared to similar schools without City Year. You can support 1 year of literacy and math tutoring for 10 students if you give just $5,000 this evening. Who can join us at the $5,000 level? City Year's behavior support is rooted in helping students in 8 key social, emotional skills linked to college and career success, such as self-awareness, self-management, and relationship development. Research tells us that improving in social, emotional learning is directly tied to academic success. To support City Year's mentoring efforts, text Idealist 2500 to 50155. City Year's after-school programming is intentionally designed to include both academic tutoring and time for kids to explore their interests, things like dance club, poetry club, and game club. This time can be critical to build relationships and also focus on key assignments and academic concepts students may need extra support to master. So text Idealist 1000 to 50155, all to invent an extended learning time at City Year schools. Interested in directly funding our targeted attendance, behavior, and academic interventions? Who can join us at the $500 level to support 1 week of work in City Year's ABCs? At the $250 level, your investment supports one AmeriCorps member serving 30 students for 1 week. Text Idealist 250 to 50155 to give towards City Year's holistic programming. At our final giving level, the $100 level, you can support tutoring for 10 Kansas City students. Please help us reach tonight's $50,000 goal. Just text Idealist 100 to 50155. We appreciate everyone's support and participation this evening. You know, City Year's work is rooted in the value students first, collaboration always, and this work is truly a community effort. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
This event and City Year's work in schools wouldn't be possible without the dedication and generosity of our sponsors. I'd like to thank all of the organizations and individuals who helped bring this event to life. We are grateful to have City Year champions like you in our community to rally behind the work we do to support our students.
I want to give a special shout out to our platinum sponsors, the Donovan Family Foundation, the Hargroves Family Foundation, Mariner Wealth Advisors, Terry and John Peterson and Polsinelli, as well as City Year's dedicated board members and the Gala Host Committee. Thank you.
And finally, I'd like to thank our biggest partners, the schools, administrators, and teachers who we get to work with every day. Our partners at Kansas City Public Schools and KIPP, thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve inside your schools and alongside you.
Most of us sign up for a year of service so we can do something bigger than ourselves.
But you don't have to be a City Year AmeriCorps member to share that commitment to changing the world. individuals across Kansas City show idealism in big and small ways, and in so doing are catalysts for change.
Tonight, we're recognizing 13 individuals who have given their time, talent, and treasure to positively impact KC. Part of City Year's DNA is to multiply our impact by inspiring others around us to get involved and give back.
Our hope tonight is to both recognize these dedicated individuals for their commitment to the community and to inspire others to give back, just like these amazing idealists.
All right, everyone, the moment we've all been waiting for, the 2022 Idealist of the Year Awards. For her time spent promoting charitable activities within her firm, her own personal contributions to local children's organizations, and the hours she spends giving back to the community, nominated by Mariner Wealth Advisors, Stephanie Blake.
For her commitment to positively impact and meet the needs of her fellow military veterans through volunteering, leading an employee resource group, and honoring those who served, nominated by GEHA Robin Darden.
For his commitment to racial, social, and environmental justice, service on nonprofit boards such as the Greater KC Chamber of Commerce Foundation and the Hadley Project, and his dedication to positively impacting our community, nominated by J.E. Dunn Construction, Drew Eanes.
For her lifetime dedication to protecting and defending victims of child abuse and domestic violence, volunteerism with organizations such as Rose Brooks and Association for Women Lawyers and Harvester Community Food Network, and her unbridled spirit of determination, compassion, and self-sacrifice, nominated by Great Range Capital, Joellen Flanagan Engelbart.
For his tireless pursuit of making both Greater Kansas City and Missouri better in the future, with a focus on downtown Kansas City renewal, transportation, higher education, and economic development, nominated by Kansas City Southern, Warren Erdman.
For her passion for breaking the cycle of generational poverty and igniting global change, her time volunteering with organizations close to her heart, and her civic engagement inside and outside of her workplace, nominated by Tortoise Ecofin, Shobana Gopal.
For her dedication to improving the oral health of all Kansans, collaborative programming efforts with organizations such as the United Way and Rose Brooks, and passion for providing care to marginalized individuals, nominated by Delta Dental of Kansas, Sarah Patterson.
For her work helping exonerate the wrongfully imprisoned as a church elder and a board member of organizations such as the Women's Foundation and Miracle of Innocence, nominated by Terry and John Peterson family, Mary Putney.
For her work helping make college financially accessible, volunteerism with organizations such as Lead to Read and 2020 Leadership, and her passion for youth development, nominated by Community America Credit Union, Carly Scholl.
For her volunteering and community outreach efforts, work with youth and education organizations, and her board service on the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Greater Kansas City and the Hispanic Collaborative, nominated by Kansas City Power and Light District, Liz Serpa Fluke.
For his belief that there is no greater reward than serving others, through his work as a pastor at Skylight Baptist Church, organizing food and clothing drives, and demonstrating what it truly means to be a servant leader, nominated by Polsonelli, Troy Walker.
For her work as founder and executive director of Pete's Garden, an organization providing food to hungry families through innovative initiatives, and her dedication to meeting the needs of those in our community, nominated by the Hargroves Family Foundation, Tamara Weber.
Our final idealist is unique because they weren't nominated by an event sponsor. Instead, they were nominated by City Year Kansas City staff and corps members. Each of our 7 City Year teams nominated a teacher from their school for this award, and we had the difficult task of narrowing it down. But one teacher stood out for going above and beyond for her students, pushing them to achieve, and being a great role model for her AmeriCorps member. Nominated by the Central High School team, Dr. Elenda Wilson.
Wow, we are blown away by this inspirational group of idealists. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share your stories and honor you this evening.
We appreciate all of you for watching and hope to see you again soon. Good night.